Let's check back with Larry for our Liberty Mutual race strategy.
Mike, it's a lot about the drivers, tire management, run your pace. Just do what you need to do to...
We are getting ready to go green. Let's go. Food City 500 are going to be underway here in a matter of seconds. Welcome in, everybody. Let's make sure my chat is on. It is. My voice can be heard. And Alex Bowman will bring them to the green flag. Green is out at Bristol. And we'll see if the tires fall off like they did before. Do we already have a caution? All right, we are green. I can't quite tell if they're saving pace or not. This pace is slowing down ridiculously quickly, though. I mean, we've already lost multiple tenths of a second off the fast lap times. Oh, baby, are we in for another tire wear race? We might be in for another tire wear race. I'm not going to lie. This could be fun. Ooh, Ty Gibbs almost gets into the wall there. They are all packed in real time. Ooh. Goodness. Got a Bluetooth speaker going there. All right, let's get to YouTube quick, and I got to post this and share it. Hey, Justin, welcome on in. Getting real tired of not being able to watch the race because of FS1? Yep. Hey, did I send you the link last week? I can send it to you again. There's a way to stream it. It's not exactly the most official way to do it, but it can be done. And I highly recommend that it gets done. Let's see here. Where is my... There we go. There's me. Go to the channel. There we go. Share. Copy link. Off to... Well, actually, we'll do the YouTube one first. Alright, just trying to keep an eye on who's where. Ty Gibbs is already dropping back big time. Like 0.6 of a second a lap. Oh, man. Ty Gibbs is struggling right now. He may have burned his tires up already. 8 laps into a run. This is 500 laps. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't even help it. I'm thrilled. I hope this is what we end up getting. This would be awesome. Post. Oh, and Ty Gibbs is still struggling. He ain't getting down anywhere. Oh, did he finally get down? Nope, not quite. 38's still there. Oh, nope. Now he's in. So the traction compound is probably part of it. The traction compound, once it got warmed up, boy, not getting into that compound was big. That really did not help you. So Alex Bowman is out front. Lap times continue to fall. Oh, goody. We are in for a tire wear race, ladies and gents. I hope. I don't know if it's going to be as bad as last spring, but it looks like it's still going to be a factor. Alright, we're turning that off. Gotta make a tweet for it, too. There's Twitter. All right, let's go here. Yeah, I can get that link. Shoot me a message on, let me see here. I think I got it. Nope, that's not what I need. Let me go here. Go here. All right, let's see here. Just trying to keep an eye on it. There are a couple guys who have been washed up out of the groove, but it looks a lot like the old school Bristol. I mean, it is all around the bottom. There you go, Justin. Just sent it to you, so you should have that link. 20 laps into the run. So we're still pretty early. Lap times are down to 16 and a half. I mean, that's not actually that bad. Jesse Love's going to try and make the middle work. He's actually having some decent luck, it looks like. That 33 car looks pretty stout. That's good to see. Lap times appear to have stabilized. I don't see major fall off happening now. Ooh, Tyler Reddick. Big slide. Why was there a big slide? Did he run his tires out? No, looks good. He got gripped in the next corner, just lost the grip for a second. Ooh, man. That's Bristol, man. Just edgy. Man, yeah, he went in there and just slid. That was just an all-out slide. Oh, yeah, I didn't finish what I was in the middle of before I got distracted and started doing something else. Post. Oh, there we go. All right, close enough. All right, yep, Reddick appears to have got it figured out. Got it all squared away. Meanwhile, I'm trying to keep an eye on the front and see if Bowman's going to end up finding his way into lap traffic here soon. Ooh, Larson goes to the bottom. Trying to get underneath Denny Hamlin. And he will get by. Very different from the fall race. You definitely don't see him running the full top to bottom lanes. But we do at least seem to see a decent amount of change of pace. Alex Bowman's actually running faster lap times. He's sped the pace up a little bit. So, makes me think there's definitely some opportunity there. Is that Justin Haley on top? I think Justin Haley just went to the top. I can't quite tell. Yep, Denny to the bottom underneath Ricky Stenhouse. Meanwhile, here comes the 7 of Justin Haley. He's coming to third. He said it's go time, and he's going to push them tires a little bit. Byron started out back. He's actually made up a decent amount of ground up into the mid, it looks like top 20 almost. Looks like Justin Haley's hunting for that lead. He got all the way to second. He's coming after it. Hocevar's in 8th. I mean, these Spire cars seem to have some really good speed today. This is great. I'm not sure how many sets. I think they usually get about 8. And so at this point, if they can get 30 laps, I mean, they still got a long way to go. I'm trying to figure out how badly they're conserving. Because like I said, pace-wise, they've picked up the pace. They're running faster now than they were before. So guys are definitely playing the game of, like, how fast do you want to push your car. Larson goes around the outside of Hamlin. Ooh, Hamlin almost got right back to him and tried to give him a shove or something. And then Larson's going to go to the bottom on Justin Haley. It looks like he just decided it's go time. Because Kyle Larson just turned up the wick. He absolutely started moving. That lap time on Kyle Larson's looking much better. What a goofy race. Everybody's running the same exact pace. Kyle Larson going to go around the outside. He's going to try and just go straight to the lead. I think he's decided he'd rather get up front and then set pace from there. And maybe he thinks he can trust the tires. It could just be that Kyle Larson said, hey, we don't see enough fall off in these tires that we think it's going to be a problem, so they may have just said go with it. Just go as fast as you can. And he's doing it. I mean, right to the lead goes Kyle Larson. That'd be a smart play. I mean, if the opportunity's there, if the tires don't actually wear out today, to just hammer down and go put a lead on everybody, like I said, the opportunity's there. You know, the tires are still running 15.9s. They're still running really fast pace. It does not appear that there's as much fall off as we thought. So everyone was very cautious about how they were going to run their car early, but Larson may have been just the first one to make the understanding of these tires aren't going to wear out and then hammer down, because he has decided to really let the thing open up, and he's consistently 0.2 better than the field. Hey, NASCAR news. Well, come on in. Justin Haley going to get back to second. That'll actually move Bowman to fourth as Hamlin's going to go by. Yeah, lap times are not dropping, like, at all. So I do not think tire conservation is going to be very necessary. I mean, Kyle Larson's still running 15.9s. It's not dropping. Like, you may as well just go for it at this point. Yeah, now you're seeing it. Everybody just turned the wick up. You see Hamlin running his best laps. You see Haley running his best laps. Like, I think they all gathered on. It's not going to be a tire wear race like last year. Practice yesterday was, but the track is warm enough today. There's enough heat in the tires that it's, for whatever reason, not going to fall apart like yesterday. And so now you may as well go and, like, go hard. There's no reason to keep putzing, because right now you know the tire isn't going to wear out. Bummer. We had hope. Yeah, 15.8. The lap times are only getting faster. And you're starting to see it throughout the field. Everybody's starting to catch on that, hey, you can go as hard as you want. It doesn't appear to matter. So, I mean, it's still Bristol. We should still get some decent racing out of it. But obviously, no tire wear like last time is not going to be quite as fun. Yeah, Ty Gibbs is still running 10th even after how hard he ran his tires early. Like, tires aren't going to mean nothing. Kyle Larson's just getting faster, by the way. He's down to 15.7s now. So the lap times are only getting quicker. So 54 laps in, and like I said, still there is very little to no fall off. Also, for those who don't know, the eBay page has a lot of stuff going out this week. Let me see what's all on that list for this week. Got a bunch of 164s. That should be the last of those. So if you want $1.99 164s, those are on eBay right now. This should be the last week of those. I should be out of them after this week. Let's see here. What do we got for active? We got a couple of elites. We've got Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Daytona win in elite from the 2006 Xfinity side. Eric Jones Clash. We got Alex Bowman Chicago win in elite. Harvick Dover, Johnson Atlanta, Blaney not Clash, for the Blaney Checkers or Wreckers that he got into the playoffs in 2022. Looks like we got, yep, there's some more of them. Bunch of the 164. So like I said, a handful of them on there though. So if you're looking, go ahead and check them out. Thanks. Got Dustin Allgaier door bumper clear on Monday. Hey, good to hear. I had one of them come back. I gotta get it back out. The guy put his wrong address in. So this box right here is gonna need to go back out. Yeah, they're just getting faster and faster right now. We're not seeing any major fall off in lap time. So unfortunately, it is not the tire wear race. Kind of a bummer. I kind of like the tire wear race from last year. That was pretty fun. Looks like Logano's going to try and get the high lane going. He seems to be one of the first ones to actually be venturing up there. Lap 63 of 125 is where we're at. And lap times for Larson are starting to slow, but I think that's just traffic. Everybody else still running pretty similar times. We're not seeing any major dips. So like I said, it looks like the tire wear is going to be very minimal again. Ryan Blaney up to 7th as we're keeping an eye on that. SVG about to lose a lap to Kyle Larson. He will go by on the bottom side, and he is clear. Also, shout out Brad Keselowski in 9th. He's been lacking stage points this year, so that could be a very big deal for him. Kyle Larson just ran the straight-up diamond route to get underneath Cole Custer. Ran real high and then shot down the hill and got right to him. So that means Corey LaJoie in 35th is the last car on the lead lap as of right now. Carson Hocevar is still top 10. He's in 6th right now. Good lap times out of that car, so he's holding ground. Now he is under pressure from Ryan Blaney, but I mean still holding on pretty well. Kyle Larson with another one of those big runs, and he's going to go right underneath Corey LaJoie. And he clears. Yeah, Kyle Larson's making his way through the field. It looks a lot like last year where he just dominates and drives off with it, and it does not appear to be any different today. It's going to be the same thing out of Larson, it appears. Lap times 15.9. Yeah, we're still seeing no fall off at all. Oh, yawn. Honestly, Justin Haley has held on really well. I got to give him... It's impressive what he's been able to do. Carson Hocevar racing with the visor open. Got money on Hamlin. That's probably a good place to put it, to be honest. Probably not a bad place to put it. 77 of 125, so still a solid 50 laps to go. So we still got a little ways out. But like I said, the lap times aren't dropping, so tire fall off isn't going to be our main concern. Now, for guys at the back half of the top 10, staying on the lead lap might be a priority. We'll see how far Kyle Larson laps up to. Barry back to 15th. Yeah, he dropped 4 spots since the start of the race, so not 100% sure. It's one of the bigger drops of the guys up front. Have I had any diecast? I actually haven't had that many come in recently, but I mean the quality has been a slow decline, but I haven't seen anything noticeably off. I did not. Okay, hold on. I gotta get on Instagram and go see Noah Gregson. He has a helmet inspired by Kane. It's number 5? No, but it is the 5. But let me look. Oops. No, I want to look. Search. Noah Gregson. Where's the helmet at? I don't see it. Maybe it's on Twitter? I do want to see it, though. I am going to keep looking. Oh, Larson going to pull the big crossover here again. Gets a big run, and underneath he goes. That puts Chris Buescher a lap down. That's a heavy hitter to be a lap down this early in the race. Let's see, who am I looking for? Oh, yeah, I was going to go to Twitter and see. Am I still bringing out the Casey Kane diecast? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Next Saturday, guys, the Casey Kane stream. We will be streaming the Rockingham Xfinity race, and the desk will be full. This case will be full. That case is actually already full. I already did a little reswap back there, so that's already all Kane cars back there. But everything else will be swapped. So, yes, it's going to be that week. But, yeah, those are the Kane primary schemes by year, and then the one over there is the Cup race win elites, or Cup race wins is where I've got them. So that's all the Cup race wins I've got, just kind of in that far case. Kyle Larson continuing to lap his way through the field. Goes to the bottom of Eric Jones now. So yes, Casey Kane stream next week, which reminds me I need to go back on here and see if I can find that. Still no major tire issues for anybody. Where's this helmet at? Was it just in pre-race? I haven't seen it yet. I'm still looking to find this helmet. Still looking. I don't see it. I'm going to have to find it someday. I have to. All right, Kyle Larson now goes by... Who is that? That's Suarez. That's 29th. He's only 2 spots from Logano. Kyle Larson is starting to set a pace that he's probably going to catch Logano and Gregson. And that's going to be a big fight because I don't think Logano's going to want to lose a lap this early in the race. Recently got Larson Kansas Elite Premier. The hood is not flush, and the side window popped out. Ugh. That's not good. The hood flush thing you can fix. You can fix that one. The other one, the window, that one you can't. I'm not sure what to do with that one. But I know you can fix the hood because I've done it. I had a hood hinge that was bent. Luckily, I have extra pieces and parts, so I was able to put that in. Worst Mountain Dew scheme. You know, there's really not any that I can think of that were like the worst, because they were all pretty good. I actually liked a lot of them. Worst. Probably the decision schemes in 2016 or 15 maybe. Or 16, yeah. Chase Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Casey Kane all ran different ones. I think Kane's was pitch black. With Chase, it was Baja Blast. So it was like those different ones. And that one in 2016, the little trio of them, those were pretty mediocre. Those weren't great. So I would say those. Oh, it may be weird, but I loved it. I loved the Mountain Dew on that 9 car. It was always red, and so to have a bright green car once was just awesome. So yeah, I will never, ever do that one. I will never say anything bad about those Casey Kane number 9s because I liked them too much. I always wished Mountain Dew would do a throwback to those back when they were sponsoring the 9, but Napa had all the throwbacks at that time. All right, 21 laps to go in the stage, and Joey Logano is next on the chopping block. Yeah, there is no tire fall off. Kyle Larson is still running the fastest laps he's running this entire race. So, unfortunately, yeah, not going to be any tire wear. Welcome back, Old Bristol. Not quite. You still got a top lane that Larson's used to get runs on guys multiple times. But unfortunately, it's still the old, same old problem of the lack of tire fall off is going to be an issue. All right, we are under 20 to go now. I kind of want to watch that Larson battle with Logano for putting one lap down. He's going to do it on the high side. Yeah, he's done it. Joey Logano goes a lap down, and there's enough time he can still catch that other car. And if he gets that second car a lap down in the 60, that's going to pin Joey a lap down. That's going to be big. Although, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I guess they ran 120 laps. That doesn't look like a bad crowd, by the way. Anyone saying that's a terrible crowd, that's not bad. If you look up in the stands, that's a decent-looking crowd. It's not full, but you got to realize this place holds like 100,000 people. So if it's half full, that's still more than all of Darlington. 13 to go. Way less little rubber chunks up at the top of the track. Still not seeing any sign of any type of fall off. Where's Byron? He's just inside the top 20. Hocevar goes by Bell. That's for 5th. Or no, Stenhouse. Stenhouse will drop 2 spots. Ryan Preece is really battling hard. 9 laps to go. Stenhouse is the one that seems to be falling. He's got actually... No, his lap times aren't terrible, though. He's just getting passed. And Larson does lap Ryan Preece. That's going to be big. Boy, the 71 of Michael McDowell is all sorts of in the way right now. 5 to go. And Preece will unlap himself now. Michael McDowell is a roadblock. Oh, come on. Let's pin Joey a lap down, shall we? Kyle Larson turns it down. He's going to have another run at him. And this time, I don't know that Michael McDowell is close enough to really affect the 5 like he was before. He is clear off the corner. Now he's going to go high and just go around McDowell on the outside because McDowell's actually not very quick at all. And he'll go right around him. Coming to the end of the stage. Oh boy, we're going to have a great battle for the lucky dog. It's going to be between Preece, and here's Hamlin, by the way. He's getting in there. It's going to be between Preece, McDowell, and Logano. 1 to go as I head to 3 and 4. Drag race to the line. It looks like it's going to be Ryan Preece that's going to pick up that lucky dog. It is. It's Ryan Preece that's going to get that lucky dog. Yeah, I think that Denny Hamlin was coming, but I also think a lot of that had to do with the horrible situation with traffic that Larson found himself in. I think once he got clear of that, he was going to set sail again. So, very, very good, though. We are seeing the battling of lap traffic and things of that nature, so it is good to see some of that again. But, man, it's still just a bummer that we got no tire fall off at all. And that's never going to be fun. Chase got past Ty Dillon. You know, Ginbag, I wish I wasn't celebrating about him being 16th. 16th instead of 17th, and we're celebrating. Our standards have been lowered. He used to run for wins. Like, he'd be a threat to win almost every week. Now, he's not even a top 10 car most of the time. So, after the entire stretch of the first stage, 23 cars is all that remain on the lead lap. Hamlin might win on pit strategy. Hey, he did last week. The Chili's number 77. Top 5 in this stage. That's a big deal. 6 extra bonus points for Carson Hocevar. This race is about to be a snoozer. I don't know about a snoozer. We're 120 laps in. That was not a bad set of stages. But, yeah, I mean, we definitely are going to need some level of, like, pit strategy or something to take place because there is definitely a concern right now of, like, just the lack of ability to make big-time moves. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same as the fall race. So, yeah. He didn't win because of pit strategy. He won. Yeah, I guess you could say that. He didn't win on strategy. He won on Blaney's bad luck. We'll go with that. I mean, I just meant he won it in the pits last week because, you know, on the racetrack, oh, man, Ryan Blaney was insanely fast. I was too bad I didn't stream that one. That would have been a very fun race because I was watching it the whole time and I said, Ryan Blaney's going to get there and he's going to blow this field away. He was just murdering people on the long run. And then, late caution, green-white checker. I don't know. I like I said, I'm about green-white checkered out in the Cup Series. I don't care for him at this point, even in Xfinity. You know, you watch a race all day for somebody to just lose talent with 2 to go and completely shuffle the running order so that the guy that was up front leading laps deserving to win ends up not winning. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, what's this? We got a notification. What's this notification? Bid. Oh, somebody decided to bid. Got, what'd you get? Who put in the bid? Ryan Blaney, Daytona Checkers or Wreckers. Okay, good bid. Somebody will be getting a Ryan Blaney Checkers or Wreckers car from 2022 in Elite. Because that's what just popped up on my phone. Alright, still waiting to get to the stops. We're kind of just, I'm not sure what we're watching right now. I think we're under a commercial. Yeah, we're under some kind of commercial right now. So it'll be just a minute before they open up the pits and get stage 1 pitted, although we're already 6 laps into the second stage, which is also 120 laps, so second stage is also decently long. Now they're doing pit introductions or pit stop profile or something over Denny Hamlin's crew. Behind the back jack. Pulling the stops for it. Well, hey, I'm glad to get them moved. I still gonna have a handful for sure. I'm not getting rid of all of them, but I'm ready to be out of the diecast side of things. I still enjoy a lot doing reviews, but I would much rather find someone I can partner with that I can just send the make the videos and then send them back to somebody. I'll still get some of the Daytona wins, the ones I go to see in person. You know, I'll still have a handful of cars, but. Yeah, my whole apartment was literally filled with cars once I moved, and so it's like time to have a life that doesn't involve running a second business that you make almost nothing on. So we're gonna go that route instead now. Goodness, the pits still aren't open. This is ridiculous. They're 8 laps into the stage, and they haven't even opened the pits yet. This drives me up a wall. We are 8 laps into the stage, and they haven't opened the pits. This is a caution for nothing, by the way. A caution for no reason at all. And they just ran 8 laps under yellow for nothing. Oh, we got another bid alert. This bid alert goes for the Kyle Busch Xfinity race win from the Indy team, or the Indy race. So he back in 2019 won the Xfinity race at the Brickyard. I'm not sure what they called it. But Kyle Busch won it in the 18. It was a combos car. It was a good-looking paint scheme. But Yes, that is where that one has a bid now. So happy bidding, everybody. Happy bidding. Ooh, Haley will still come out third. All right. Well, back under commercial we go. All right. Trim this hanger real quick. All right, not quite lined up yet. Dude, this is going to be like a 20-lap caution over nothing. And I mean, it is Bristol, so I know the laps do tend to click off faster, but still, like, come on, dude. Like, this is a lot of laps to just be wasting. You know, we don't need a random 25-minute timeout. This is how people turn away from NASCAR and they start watching other stuff. Still waiting. Still waiting. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have hooked up my other webcam. I got a new a second webcam, just like the first one here. So I have another webcam just like that, and there we go. I'm gonna look that way. Yeah, it's there. There we go. Hopefully this race will get a little more exciting. I hope so. But anyway, I was gonna say we can look at my my Bristol wins that are back there. I didn't get those out of the case. I got these all out. So these are all at least able to be displayed today. But the other Bristol wins that I've seen in person are still behind me. Man, Spire Pickers did a great job holding track position. Still waiting on the restart. Dude, we are 15 laps in. What are we waiting for? Freaking line up already. This is insane, dude. We're going to have a legitimate half-hour caution, aren't we? I mean, each lap is just under a minute. So if that tells you anything, if each lap is just under a minute, they wasted a solid 15 minutes. Still waiting. We're lap 16. Yeah, tires aren't wearing out much. All right, are we finally at the choose? We are. Finally choosing. We're going to start 18 laps into the stage. That's unacceptable. That is flat out unacceptable. Oh, Kyle Busch speeding on pit road, so he goes to the tail. Man, can Kyle just have a clean week? My goodness, man. Does Spire use Hendrick engines on the Cup side or just for the Truck Series? Well, Truck Series are all supplied by one engine supplier now. So it's not in Truck. They just have a sponsorship, I think, for the most part. And then, obviously, the other one would be in the Cup Series. I think they have Hendrick engines, but maybe not Hendrick technical support or something close to that. Coming back to the green, Kyle Larson with a great launch. Justin Haley's going to follow him around the outside, and he'll go to second. All right, it's about 3 laps is where you start to see the... oh, Carson Hocevar. Where did he come from? Carson Hocevar to second. Got to keep an eye on him. The bottom lane tends to get tacky, though, eventually. And so once it's there, you're going to have to really fill that gap quickly. And it's there. That time has already shown up. And Hocevar does get down, so he is back inside where he wants to be. Trying to see, is there anyone out of line right now? Not a great view. I mean, they're showing Larson out in the front, which is logical, but looks like Josh Berry's the only one not on the bottom, back in the field a little ways, 14th. Man, Brad Keselowski is stacking them up a few different times now. A little contact there. Looks like that was Bubba. So Elliott is up to 14th. That's actually right where he started. He started on the bottom. So He chose the bit inside, lost that one spot, but then as the traction compound came in, he gets up right where he was running. So we'll see here. Lap times are a little quicker, 15.6s, 15.5s. But like I said, they don't seem to wear out very quickly. We'll see, though. We might be able to see this run. If everyone goes full out the whole time, there is a chance that the tires may get a little more wore out this time, because the last time they didn't abuse them. They wore them in nice and slowly. Where this time, they definitely have the opportunity to really abuse them if they choose to. Ricky about went for the right hook there. And now it's ring around the bottom for about 40 laps until the top lane comes in. This car still sucks, man. I don't know what else you can say. The car has problems. Like, that's the only way to put it. The car just has problems. The fact that the car cannot follow the car in front of it, no car is perfect. The difference is in Xfinity, you can see it. They can get right up behind somebody and loosen them up. You have an option. You could add 1,000 horsepower to this car and the grip doesn't go away. Like, that's the problem, and that's where I think the best true solution for this right now is going to be finding a way to get it so that when you're right up behind the car in front of you, it actually does get them loose and affect the handling. Because right now, you can drive right in behind somebody and there's no effect. There's nothing you can do to work around the car in front of you. So that's a problem. Better in 2019? Yeah, but not by much. Not by much. Because in 2019, they still had the higher horsepower. So you still had a lot more wheel spin. Because under no circumstances do I want the 2019 to be considered good. No way we want that to happen. All right, where are we at here in the stage? 37 down, so under 100 to go. Gonna look and see here what our current running order is. Let's see. There we go. First car lap down, Lucky Dog battle right now is John Hunter Nemechek. So that's who our current Lucky Dog is, as they run, that is. Kyle Larson still setting a crazy good pace out front. So yeah, like I said, these tires do not appear to be taking any abuse, unfortunately. I'm kind of bummed about that. Oh, I'm not saying you got to remember though, his Cup car may have had 650 horsepower, which is what Xfinity has, but it had a lot less downforce and a lot less tire contact than the current Cup car. Now, if you think about it, the current Xfinity car is probably fairly close to that in the Golden Age, and I would argue Xfinity is Golden Age style racing, and it's good. And so we could probably just say, screw it, and run the Xfinity car everywhere. Just saying. Like, maybe Xfinity is, like, the answer. That'd be awesome. Because Xfinity is really, really good. Like, everywhere. Even yesterday. I mean, Kyle Larson literally blew the field apart because he was so much better than everyone. But you think an entire, Cup race would be that good? I mean, think about it this way. What if Kyle Larson got shuffled back in the pack in a Cup race, but with the Xfinity car driving through it? Like, oh my gosh, it'd be so fun to watch. Let's not bring back the COT? No. That's exactly what I want. Not the 2007 version of the COT, but the 2012 version of the COT. That's exactly what I want. 100%. The car I want is the 2012 car of tomorrow. I won't even hide it. That's exactly what I want. So yeah, you say, oh, no, let's not bring that dumb thing back. I say, yes, let's bring that dumb thing back. I want it. The racing out of the COT era was tremendous. late COT era especially. And like I said, that they can tinker with the splitter and spoiler heights too. That's the best part, is they could up the spoiler height and drop the splitter height, or the splitter length, and make it so the front has very little downforce and the rear does, so you balance the car different. Like, they can change rules every year, so that way everyone's kind of guessing on their setups. They don't just get to go one place. Like, that's the best part about it, is that you have the opportunity to change the way the race unfolds just by using those tools. Kane and Junior barely won in them. Dude, you may think that they barely won in them, but if you think about it, in the COT era, like, Kane was really good. He barely won in any era. I mean, you think about it, he had one generation of car that he won more than 2 races in a year. 1 year total, 2006. Outside 2006, you know, you think about it, 2012 he won 2 races, but he was good. I remember Pocono. That was my first Cup race, and he got crashed at some point, but he was running really well in that Pocono race. And so that's why I just, like, I remember how well Kane ran in 2012 and just had some bad luck, just like he always did. Same with Junior, though. I mean, actually, Junior didn't run quite as good in those cars. I will say that. He definitely didn't have as good a luck in those, especially on the super speedways. I mean, but I'd argue he didn't have great luck in the Gen 7 either. You know, Pocono, he won 1 on strategy. I think he won both of the Poconos on strategy. One was a fuel mileage race. Martinsville was pit strategy. Like, Junior was never really dominant in the Gen 7 era either. Caution is out. SVG has gone around. We've got trouble. Trouble indeed. I imagine... Oh, this is interesting, guys. This is a perfect spot to pull some strategy if you want. So there is an opportunity here to see if... Let's see what happens here. Oh, it just gets a little tight under the 51. Cody Ware, man. That's what... I mean, it's on SVG, but, you know. I just think other people would do better in those cars besides Cody Ware. That's all. That is the extent of it. Why is SVG in Cup? Because he can make the playoffs. He can make Trackhouse a heck of a lot of money if he finds a way to win one road course race. He wins just one of them, and they make multiple millions of dollars by getting him in. So that's why, because there's dollars to be made. I don't know. I might debate if it's worth the stop or not. I think I'm staying out. If I'm 15th or worse, who's Chase? 14th. If I'm Chase and everybody in front of me's pitting, I'm staying out. I'd be willing to take that chance. I don't think you're going to lose a lap in 50 laps, but I think you have an opportunity to hold really good track position out in clean air. And they're going to pit. How much you want to bet somebody's going to stay out and it's going to be a great call? And it won't be Alan Gustafson because he never does anything different. Which is what he does. The same old every single time. I mean, if you want to flip strategy, this is the time to do it. You've only got 70 laps to go in the stage. Less than 70 laps. You only have, realistically, like 30 laps on your tires. Like, I don't know that there's that much fall off. Like, this is the time to do it if you're going to do it. All right, pit stops are underway, and ooh, we do have a random group. It is not the full field. So, who came? Looks like most of the leaders stayed out. See, now I'm okay if Chase pits, because if you're gonna pit, you want to do the opposite of everyone in front of you, because you're not. The argument is you're not gonna pass all of them. So the best way to get to the front is to 181. Yeah, Chase pitted. Awesome, very good. Okay, I can live with this. I can live with this. We got to see how many people total pitted, but I like the call. We'll see if the fresh tires actually do anything, though. That's step one. Because if the tires don't do squat, it ain't going to do any good. Where's the... Oh, I missed race off pit road. I don't know what the heck's going on. Not even like 2017 Dale Jr. was like this. That's Brad. So he beat Brad off pit road. That's a pretty good little pit stop. He came out 5th on tires. He's a 5th guy on tires so far. All right. He actually only went from 14th to 17th, so you lost 3 spots but get to be on brand new tires. I love it. Great call. Great call. The opposite of everyone in front. Most everyone in front, what did they do? They stayed out, so he pitted. Alan Gustafson, ladies and gentlemen. Being a contrarian. Way to go. What is my hot take when it comes to NASCAR paint schemes? My hot take is... I don't even think it's a hot take, though. The number belongs in the middle. The car deserves to be symmetrical. I mean, is it even arguable? Like, look at these race cars. Look at this batch of race cars. And then you look at this race car. And do I have any more next gens? No, just this one. But you look at this race car. It's not symmetrical. The rest of the car doesn't look bad. The number being shoved all the way to the front, it just looks unnatural. It's not appealing to the eye. Because nature and humans love symmetry, and these are not symmetrical. Anyway, so that, and that's probably about it. I don't have a lot of really big hot takes when it comes to, paint schemes and stuff. I think my biggest hot take would be the numbers, but other than that, paint schemes can just be so good. They can vary so much. They can be good, they can be bad, like... You just never know, because there's a scheme that could look like it would be boring and bland, and it looks incredible. And it's like that, like this, the Chase Mountain Dew car. It's like, it was so basic. It was just green with racing stripes, and it looked incredible. Like, then you have another car that's just white with racing stripes, which is Jimmy Johnson's 2013 car, and it's awful. Like, so you can have a mix. You can literally have the same type of paint scheme, and one looks great and one doesn't. Oh, a certain scheme being overrated? That's a good point. Ooh, somebody lost a wheel. Looks like it was the 42. Look out! Boing. Boing. Oh my gosh! That was lucky. Dude, Cody Ware's crew that just, like, watched that tire is ridiculous. Honestly, it would be so hilarious if NASCAR penalized the 99 for a loose wheel. Or, like, an equipment thing or something because of that wheel, if they didn't realize who it came off of. That would be hilarious. Oh, by the way, Fox is showing the graphic showing why these wheels keep falling off. You know, because they have to put a graphic together because it happens every single race. That would be another hot take of mine, is that this stupid one-lug thing needs to die. Because it's dumb. Wheels have consistently been falling off of race cars, and everyone's just like, blame the crew. Look, if it happens every week, I'm not blaming crews anymore. I'm blaming the system. They don't run out of gas every week. They must have figured that out. But a wheel falls off every single week. Zen. All right. So 50 laps on the tires is what we're going to see, is the difference right now. 50 laps. So we'll see how much better the 50-lap old ones are versus the new ones. What's taking so long? Can we fire this up? Oh, so apparently FS1 did miss the pit stops. I was just looking on Twitter to figure out what was going on, and I didn't realize FS1 literally cut as they went to pit stops. So congratulations, FS1. You're garbage. Pure, ridiculous garbage. But I noticed we haven't seen the white Napa car in a points race this year. I think they're going to reserve it. I think it'll be back. I think it'll be back at night races and a couple things like that. Like I'm not convinced we're done with the white Napa car. I mean, we saw it a handful of races last year, but it was very pick and choose when it would come out. So I think that white car's coming back. I just don't know when. All right, here we go. Larson with a pretty good jump. And he will clear for the lead. Hamlin to second. Bowman looking for second now. Hamlin's going to try and squeak back by. He's up running the high line. And is that bottom lane competitive? It looks like it is. Ooh, slide for Bowman. If that top lane gets, or if that bottom lane gets all gripped up, it's going to be really tough. Hocevar still stuck up top. He's going to want to get down as soon as he can. Oh, wow. Good move. Power move from the outside of the 77. That's enough that he can finally get down. Nice power move. Ryan Blaney trying to run the middle. Reddick is also running the middle. Is Reddick on new tires? No, Reddick's on old tires. Ooh, big move from Ryan Blaney. He's going to go around a pair of them. Big wiggle out of the 24. Big wiggle. Battle for fifth between Haley and Hocevar. And it looks like Hocevar might take it. What the? Oh, they're showing a graphic. I was like, what happened to the freaking car? They weren't showing it anymore for some reason. So 73 down, 125 total. We're approaching 50 to go, and I'm not seeing any major movement on the lap time scale. I mean, Kyle Larson literally just ran the fastest lap of he's run, like, all day. So it does not appear to be doing much. Well, this is unfortunate. Even on 50-lap old tires, nobody can go anywhere. That sucks, because that means we're in the same boat as last year, which is you can run 150 laps on a set of tires and nothing happens. That's such a bummer. That is a bummer. I like the strategy call. I still like doing something different. Give yourself a shot. But it does not appear that a shot's going to be worth anything because, yeah, Ryan Blaney's lap times are worse than the car in front of him. So, Tires, the age of them, getting a brand new set of tires, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't make a difference. Howdy, AJ. Welcome on in. How are we so good at Bowman Gray? I started on the pole, and that's pretty much it. That literally is about it. I mean, maybe it's because there's just a little less handling involved when you're running that small of a track. There's no arrow at all. It's all dependent on your pure balance, but... All right, Chase is running right behind the 47. This is where a spotter needs to say, run a lane up. Hey, there he goes. There you go. Got to try and run that Larson line where you go up and diamond it. That's the one thing I'll give Larson credit for. He will drive a car differently when he needs to pass, and that's where he's been so much better than everyone. He won Indy last year because of it. Everyone else wouldn't be able to pass, and he was the only one that passed his way to the front because he learned how to set up passes based on running the Indy car. And because he runs all these different types of cars, it teaches you different ways of passing race cars, and that's... I am more and more becoming a very big Kyle Larson fan. He is so much fun to watch on the dirt, on the running IndyCar. Like he's a true racer, and it's hard not to like that. Oh no, it wasn't on him winning the pole, but the furthest back Chase ever ran in that race was like maybe third. Like he never really lost the lead. You know, he never had to drive back through the field, and that's the biggest thing. Is like he can hold his track position. There's no doubt about that. It's not a matter that he can't hold his track position. He can't go forward. That's the problem. Is he can't like go forward with it. Oh yes, don't get me wrong. I was still really mad about the way that NASCAR officiated that race. I was mad about that. I thought that was such a clown show way to end that race. That entire situation drove me nuts. But I just meant remember he was running 18th, and he passed his way through the field. No one else passed all day, and he passed his way through the field. That's what I mean. Is like basically when everyone else can't do something, he can. And it's you see it yesterday, you see it now, today. Like everyone else gets kind of caught, bottled up in traffic. Not him. He does something to set it up and get, he's just good at it. He's good at passing cars. He's done it forever. And so it's like, yeah, you can have little things where it's like, hey, yeah, that should have been called differently. Sure, 100%. But we can also point out and say, look, the guy is really good and that is why he wins. He doesn't win on luck. He is very fast. Looks like Chase finally got by Stenhouse. Let's see if that lap timer starts coming down. Nope. That doesn't help. Stenhouse now going to go to the top. Oh, McDowell going to lose a lap. It's really unfortunate. McDowell is losing a lap right now while his teammates run 5th and 6th. That is an interesting dynamic. Okay. I mean, yeah, it does not make a big difference. I mean, maybe 100 laps will make a bigger difference, but right now there's not enough of a difference in the way that all these there's not enough of a difference in these tires. They want to throw more. Well, it's not about throwing less or more cautions. It's not about the number of cautions. The Indy, the problem was it was a car ran out of gas coming to pit road. They took the green. There was an incident. They waited until Larson got to the white flag to throw the yellow to end the race. That, I think, is where the problem was. It was crash. Okay, is that a caution? Probably. Should we call it? Okay, what do you mean, Well, now that the leader takes a white flag, you call it? Like, no. If it's a caution, you call it. That's it. Like, and at the end of the day, personally, this is why I think overtime rules are stupid. We shouldn't have to worry about it. If you're leading with 2 to go and the caution comes out, you deserve to win the race because you were leading with 2 to go. I don't need the thing to run 30 laps into overtime. I think Joey Logano's win at Nashville last year was an embarrassment on the sport. They went 30 extra laps. 30. That's half a fuel run. And that's what drives me nuts about that. That was the winner of the race was literally just who happened to not get unlucky and run out of fuel. That was stupid. You know, the guys that were leading with like 2 to go and pitted because they knew they'd run out of fuel, they still finished top 5 because everyone else ran out of fuel after them. Like, that's how stupid that race was. Have you shown the new setup for streams? Because I'm interested in how it looks. You mean these? This is the new setup. I haven't done anything like outside of just showing how it's kind of put together. I got kind of a mess though, so I got to get that taken care of first. But once the mess is cleaned up, then yeah, we can do that. All right, 20 to go. Hocevar trying to get to the inside of Bell. Got a good battle. That's for 4th. Ooh, that's tight off the corner. That was a tight battle there. Oh, like where the TV is and that? Yeah, like, I mean, the camera is literally just to the left of the TV. So when I'm watching the race, I'm generally looking that direction. But then my chats are over here. So I tend to also be skewing back and forth between the two. Under 20 to go now. Going to be another batch of stage points for Hocevar. We'll see if he can get by Bell. I don't know, man. I'd almost argue you could gamble on 2 tires on this next stop. If you pitted at lap 183, I'd gamble. I'd go 2 tires. The tires don't mean squat. Like, Ryan Blaney's still 9th. He's gone nowhere. So I think I would actually gamble and go for the 2 tires potentially. I think it's worth it. Like I said, we'll run 70 laps, but 2 tires instead of 4. Like, I think there's an opportunity. Low key, I'm not sure why, but I started to slowly lose interest in NASCAR. I'm not surprised, because right now one of the reasons it's so hard to stay interested is there's such a lack of integrity behind the sport. That you don't have that Tom Brady superstardom. You know, you don't have that legendary career in the making, because nobody can be legendary when everything's a spec car, spec series, no horsepower. Like, they've taken away the ability for guys to be good. And that's really dumb, because all that really does is create a world where everyone looks back and says, hey, remember how good Kyle Larson was in 2024? Well, yeah, but Joey Logano was the champion because, dumb format. It's like, well, shouldn't the best guy be the champion? Isn't that kind of the point of champion? IndyCar is spec, but they don't have a playoff system. So that's my point. You can have a piece or 2. The problem is you don't have a piece or 2, you have 10. You have 10 different garbage pieces, and so you're not going to have good luck with those 10 garbage pieces. Like, there's only so much you can do when all your pieces are made of garbage. So if they brought back horsepower and some other things and then still the playoffs, people might be okay with it. But they've done it in so many ways that it's just tough. I mean, I love Xfinity racing. I really do. And I think the Cup guys would put on an incredible show in those cars. But the problem is we aren't going to get to see that. People are nostalgic for Kentucky. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. People are nostalgic, but I don't think I'll ever be nostalgic for this car. This car was just bad from the get-go. I mean, like, there's so many parts of it I don't like. Like, the number placement is just a little one. Then you go one lug, you got numbers up for, number placement. One lug, spec car, low horsepower, high grip because of the big wide tire. Like, there's all the factors are just things I don't like. To be honest, I don't like the Gen 6 that much either. I didn't think the Gen 6 car was that good. I thought the Gen 5 car was still my favorite car. I remember when they announced the Gen 6, I was like, bummed. I was like, why? This car's so good. It was like the racing was just getting good. And then they changed it, and I'm like, that was a mistake. That racing was too good to just change. Yeah, I mean, it is. They basically, unfortunately, they hired people out of the IMSA side and said, run NASCAR. And they said, well, let me turn our NASCAR into IMSA because IMSA's so great. It's like, no. Stock car racing is not the same as sports car racing. And so they made a glorified sports car and call it stock car racing. And it's not. It's not the same. 2014 is overrated. No, I disagree. And it's not, I think the racing action was overrated. People like have nostalgia glasses of how good the action was. However, you could watch qualifying in 2014. Like, they were so fast, so much power, so much downforce. Like, they were fun to watch in 2014, just on a qualifying lap. These things suck to watch qualifying. That's not even fun. There's no wiggles, there's no on edge, there's no loose, there's no, like, they're just stuck to the ground. You know, a car spun in qualifying the other day, and everyone was shocked. It was like, what? He spun in qualifying? That never happens. It's like, yeah, that's not good. Your cars are supposed to be on edge. You should be spinning regularly if you're pushing your limits. Well, Kyle Larson wins stage 2, as I was ranting, because nothing's going on. So Larson wins, then it's Bowman, Bell, Hocevar, Hamlin, Haley, Gibbs, Blaney, Briscoe, and Reddick in the top 10. And this looks like just a race Kyle Larson's going to dominate, I think. Even the 550 car was good on restarts. Every car is good on restarts because all the cars are packed together. You're just bound to have action. But what happens when you get deep into a run? And that's where the Gen 5 car was just chef's kiss. I will say Gen 6 road course racing and short track racing was tremendous. I think the Gen 6 car was really good at those. Here's the thing, though. I think the Gen 5 car would be just as good at those things. So that's the best part, is like the Gen 6 car was good, but I think the Gen 5 car could literally be even better because they're both good. It's just what the Gen 5 does better than the other ones is it doesn't rely on so much side force on these bigger tracks. It creates a better racing product because it doesn't need all that side force. Yeah, I know everyone hated it, but that doesn't make it the right decision about cutting horsepower. Because 2018, yeah, it was all spread out. But that's what happens when you only have 750 horsepower. And I'm not even saying that spreads it out. Like, in general, racing in general will get spread out over time. The problem is, if your car isn't edgy enough, you don't have the natural cautions, which is what we were basically why stage racing existed. They cut the horsepower, and then everyone's cars were just glued to the racetrack, and they never spun because it was like, you're not pushing your car that hard. You know, the tires are super hard. They were never going to fail. There was never an issue of a tire failure. Like, there was no reason natural cautions would ever occur. And that was the problem. You need to have natural cautions. Push the RPM limit up there, really crank on that horsepower, you'll blow some engines up. Yep, sure will. And I'm okay with that. That's part of racing. Push the boundaries, see what you can do. Because that means people were willing to risk it to win the race, but maybe lose a championship. Because they'd lose a few races on blown engines. So, well, we're under caution. I'm going to grab my water quick. It is. All right, I didn't miss anything because they're going to run about 50 extra caution laps. That'll be fun, I guess. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Somebody tagged me. What? Front row posted it. How does that... Interesting. I'm trying to figure out how that's a Casey Kane inspired helmet. Because I don't know that I ever saw him run that one. That specific helmet or anything. Are we going to pit yet? We're 7 laps in. I guess we'll just wait. We'll just keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. All right, are we going to go? Nope, we're still waiting. Pit stops would be nice. See if we can get a guest appearance. I may have the ability to do that. The long cautions are for cleanup. Well, my problem isn't with the long caution. Like, they can pit while they're cleaning the top of the track. They waited 7 laps to open pit road. You can clean the track without having to, you know, to do that. Oh, he ran. I was gonna get one of my gonna grab the kitty so he couldn't get away. But he got away. When's the next race review? The diecast reviews, I'm still working on getting them re-uploaded because I had a format issue. So I have a bunch ready to go when they finally go. So the good news is, once I start posting them again, there's going to be a flood of them. Like, one a day for the next 70 days. Well, maybe not 70 days, but there's a lot. So Larson wins the battle off pit road. Looks like Elliott's going to lose a couple spots. What else is new? More pit problems. Just God, it is so disappointing how bad he runs. I mean, every other 100 car is top 10. Maybe Byron's just outside the top 10, but man, just bad. Anything else new on Twitter? I don't see anything. All right, I think IndyCar is going to be getting ready to launch here soon. Maybe I'll watch that on my phone. Think about it, guys. I might watch IndyCars on my phone just so I have something else to watch. Think about that. Think about how far we've fallen. How far have we fallen as a species that I'm willing to watch IndyCar? There we go. I now have the IndyCar race up. That's how far we've sunk. So now I got IndyCar, because NASCAR is really dull. Really dull. Chase Elliott's getting washed. You're not wrong. I mean, it does not look good right now. I think we could see some major improvement with a swap of a crew chief or something, but part of it, I just don't think this is a good car for him. A car that requires basically, I don't even know what you could call it. You have to pass without being better than the guy in front of you. You have to pass by like pulling slide jobs or something. Like you can't just be better, make the move to the bottom, and then just get a better run and get by. You have to like pull up in front and then stop and like jam him up, and like that's how you do it. How hard would it be for the producers on Fox? Oh yeah, no, dude, Fox is a train wreck. I'm curious though. I think Prime with Dale Jr.'s leadership could be very interesting. I mean, a prime example of what drives me nuts is the Kyle Larson to the lead. So he goes to the lead on lap 40. He's been the best car all day, no question. However, he was the first guy to basically decide and realize early in the race that like, hey, wait, these tires are not running out. Like they're not falling apart. We can just run them as hard as we want, and just drove to the lead. Like imagine if Chase running in 20th was just like, I'm running 20th, so even if I get to the front and then just ride there and a tire goes out, I'm at the front. But instead, it's like, no, we'll just ride in position and hold pace. Like, no, you should have run to the front and then go sit. Like, run to the front and then set the pace. Because, yeah, the tires literally don't fall off, like, at all. You have to race dirty with this car in order to have success. Elliott's one of the last clean. I mean, not dirty. You know, you just have to have... It's a mix of things. You have to have good speed, for sure. You have to have good racecraft, things like that. But there's also just an element of it, like, you need to have a crew chief willing to go outside the box. I mean, Denny Hamlin got to the front last week on pit strategy, and it ends up winning him a race. You know, you got to be willing to try something different to get your track position occasionally. I mean, William Byron did that. He stayed out because he was all the way in the back, and he would have come out like 10th or 12th on tires, so by him coming in, guess where he ends up? I got to look and see. But he's 11th, you know? He's ahead of Elliott. So the opportunity is there. Like, you have to try different things to eventually snag that lead. All right, IndyCar's on warm-up. So they are getting ready to go green. Long Beach. Dude, IndyCar's biggest problem is that their cars have so little passing ability. They would actually very much benefit from a DRS type system. Because that's the biggest issue IndyCar has right now, is that you basically get trapped in a long line behind one car because it's so hard to pass. So if a guy gets ahead of you in the pits, you just have to ride there for like 20 laps, and you're stuck. All right, coming to the green, Larson launches, and we are back to green. Larson just gets so clear. Like off into turn one, he is just gone. So he'll maintain the lead. Looks like Hamlin's going to look for second. Ty Gibbs running up in fourth. Another good run that he's really in need of. Try and get himself back in there. He has a good lead? Absolutely. Yeah, Byron has run well this year. He's been very consistent. And like I said, they continue to just march forward. Like even today, he's running 9th, and he's looking for 8th. Like he's just stayed in the fight all day. They've progressed. They've slowly moved forward. That's the difference. Chase has not. He has not moved forward. He has stayed in 18th all day. But some of that is doing what everyone in front of you does. And now, again, I like the call. He lost a few spots on that pit call, but I like the opportunity. You gave yourself a chance to get forward. Didn't work, but you gave yourself a shot. And I'm okay with that. Haley falling back for the first time today. Once again, Ryan Blaney has a really good car, and we really don't know how good it is yet because it's too early to tell, but he looks pretty sharp. He's up to 6th now. Five guy, but this might be Byron's year. I mean, it's probably not. It's probably freaking Joey Logano's year. Or, no, it's an odd year, so he doesn't win on those. It's probably going to be someone random. It'll be like Chase Briscoe. Or it could be Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell's been good. And he was really good at Phoenix. So, it could be Christopher Bell's year. It could be Austin Dillon's year. Like, our championship format is so messed up, you have no idea who's even going to be running for a championship. And that's just because who knows who's going to be fast by October. Like you only have to be fast in October and November to win a championship. You can be garbage throughout the whole year like Logano last year. Logano was 17th in points and won a championship. Like, it doesn't matter where you're running. And it's sad to say, but it doesn't matter. All we're watching right now, we are wasting our times. Because all we're watching, like, it doesn't matter. None of these performances matter because they don't count towards the final score like they used to. Ugh. Are you allowed to smile in your license photo? Yes. Some of them allow you to do it. Depends on the state, but I believe, yes, you are. You're allowed to. But I don't think you're allowed to show teeth. So you're allowed to, like, smile, like, but you're not allowed to have your teeth showing. 28 laps in of 250. Long way to go. All right, IndyCar's getting lined up. We are green. Wow, that... What? They were like single file. What a mess! That was an absolute mess of a restart. IndyCar should be embarrassed. That's terrible. They were single file all the way back and then 4 wide in 3rd. Like, what a cluster F of a start. Dude, IndyCar has some major officiating problems. Trying to see who's out in the lead. Appears to be Kyle Kirkwood. So Kirkwood's in the lead, and then it's Herta in 2nd. That racing's actually fun. Ooh, Dixon tried to go for the late block. Not going to work. Newgarden gets by. How can you go from tires that are gone in 40 laps to the ones that don't wear out at all? Dude, it's all tire temp. Something about the tire, if it's below a specific temperature, it just chunks apart. But if it's above a specific temperature, it holds its integrity. It's a temperature issue. So, I don't know why it is that way, but it is. It'd be nice if we get more of it, that's for sure. Bowman is struggling right now. Like, really struggling. Now he's moving okay, but man, he's up on top and he's not going anywhere. He's going backwards in a hurry. Did Bowman just break something or something? Like, I mean, he's losing a lot of spots. He's off the pace by like half a second. What? Why did... Okay, so this is broken. I am so tired of all my stuff being broken all the time. Yeah, there's a hole in it. It's my third one of these. I'm done with Gatorade, dude. These bottles are junk. Yep, leaked everywhere. That bottle is trash. All right. Well, I'm not afraid to call it out. That's a garbage product. Needs to be better than that. Newgarden's already in, getting his tires off. Interesting choice there. Wonder what the pit call for that is. So yeah, Newgarden's already off of his tires, so we'll see how that all works out. Meanwhile, Larson out front by 1.8 seconds. Not really much to see here. Powerade's better. I mean, it's just water in the bottle. It's just the bottle's junk. Yeah, Bowman is still falling back. Something is wrong with that car. Wonder if he bent a toe link. Because, I mean, he's dropping like a rock. Keeping an eye on it. 46 laps into the stage right now. No major changes. Kyle Busch is starting to work his way forward. He's found his way up to 15th. Chase Elliott is still dropping. He's down to like 19th. That's awesome. That's great. Just great. And Kyle Larson continues to just absolutely punish this field. Now, the shade has started to set on this racetrack. Is there a chance these tires might be falling apart? That'd be awesome. I mean, everyone's still running pretty good laps, though. William Byron's up to 6th, so... Don't know what happened to Bowman, but his car is apparently just falling apart. And Byron's up to 6th and after running well, so at the end of the day, it just appears that Elliott has no speed. Oh, he's down a cylinder. I saw a little white smoke out of there. Okay. I was wondering what was wrong with that car. So yeah, an issue on the 48 with the motor, it appears. What a bummer. Had a great run going today. Yeah, his biggest issue, and it's getting really smoky. I mean, that means there's probably a caution coming. Question is just when. Because it just continues to puff little bits of white smoke. Yeah. He's getting beat pretty bad on the straightaways. All right, how many cars are on the lead lap? I probably need to look at that. We got some cars on pit road? Or no? Scotty Mack looking at the back of Herta. Oh, he already pitted. So they're already getting off of their soft tires. They're apparently going to run the standard compounds for most of the race by the looks of it. Check. Just want to make sure all those are good. Then I want to go to, where's NASCAR app? And look at the scoring pylon, leaderboard, whatever. There we go. That looks better. Currently, the first guy a lap down is Chris Buescher. Did Noah wave around? Oh, he did. Noah took the wave around. Very smart. I like that. Good pit call. They took the wave around and gave themselves a shot. You know, I mean, they're gonna have to pit earlier. They've probably already gone 100 and something laps. So I'm assuming they'll pit. I think it's around 140 laps is what you can run at Bristol. Ooh, 43 in the wall. Let's see if he gets his pace back. He looks good now. Yeah, he looks fine. Just got real loose. Yeah, even on 100-lap old tires, Noah's lap times are fine. So these tires have zero fall off. But the benefit is once you lose a lap, you know you can pit for tires and come back out and try to run the same pace and just run past everybody on brand new tires. The only risky part is Bowman. If Bowman blows up, then it's going to be trouble. Yeah, we're going to go full decked out next week, too, on Saturday. It's going to be cane gear, cane hats, cane cars everywhere. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. There's Bowman still just tinkering around the bottom. I think it's actually 180 laps you can go. That's right. Casey Kane is racing next week on Saturday in the Xfinity race. Very much looking forward to that. Shout out Justin Haley, still running top 10. I don't know what happened to Hocevar's P4. Even better shout out to Hocevar, P4. I'm just running iRacing now, man. I don't blame you, man. Bowman has a motor blowing up, so his competitive day is pretty much over. Yeah, there's not much to see, unfortunately, at this point. It's pretty dull. This is not one of the better races we've had. That'll be enough for him to get by. Hocevar looking after third. Trying to get to the inside of Ty Gibbs. We do have a battle there. 2023 truck level finale. I mean, it's yeah. That one was bad for a whole other reason, though. The racing action wasn't the reason it was bad. It was just decisions that were made were bad. This is just yeah. I think I get a nap. Does Mahomes need to be dropped out of the GOAT conversation? No, absolutely not. I mean, he went to he's won as many Super Bowls as Brady has in his first however many years, and he went to an extra one. So, no. I mean, even Tom Brady's early career didn't consist of 8 consecutive AFC Championship appearances and 5 Super Bowl appearances in that time. Like, that has to factor in. Just because you don't win the big game, like he played really bad in the Super Bowl. There's no doubt about that. But that doesn't drop you out of that whole conversation because at the end of the day, the whole conversation needs to bear on what you've done for this in the sport, and he's arguably done more so far. Now we'll see if he can hold it up for 20 years, but he's certainly done enough. Oh, don't get me wrong. Mahomes makes me mad from time to time. I don't hate Mahomes. What drives me the most nuts is 2 things: the whining for penalties, just does that from time to time, and the other one is when he's about to go out of bounds and he stops, gets hit, and then cries for a flag, and a lot of times he gets it. Like, dude, if you're going to go out of bounds, go out of bounds. But the minute you stop on the sideline, you're getting trucked because it's football, and that's what happens. And I'm totally okay with it. All right, Larson out front by 3.5 seconds. Ripping the field a new one. That's all we can say. Just ripping the field a new one. Josh Allen is way more of a crybaby. He absolutely is. He cries for flags as well. I don't like it's both of them. They're both superstars, and they both drive me nuts. I don't want you yelling and crying for flags. Like, get up and go play football, especially if you're going to run. If you're going to run and play superhero quarterback, that's fine, but when you get tackled, you don't get to complain. You lose that right. Tom Brady, at least, the one thing you could say, even though I don't like him whining for flags, at least he never ran the ball. He was very, careful about when he chose to take his hits. But if you're going to run with the ball and then complain about getting hit, sorry, bro. Part of the game. Try to keep an eye on the scoring in IndyCar, because that's at least interesting. Not even a lap 100 yet. Brady didn't run because he couldn't. Have you seen that man? Oh, for sure. But that's my point, is Brady didn't... He would duck. He would duck and not take hits. He'd throw the ball away. Like, Brady did things to avoid getting hit. But if you're going to choose to willingly run the ball at the defender, yeah, you're going to get tackled. I don't care. Kyle Busch, 15th, is where they're showing him right now, just riding because no one can pass, because this car still sucks and has no power. Shout out Austin Dillon, though, 13th. Good run for Austin Dillon today. Starting to show some improvements on that Childers team. Dude, I just want to go to bed. Like, that's literally where I'm at. I have 4 hours of sleep. I was door dashing last night till 2 in the morning. Really fun on a motorcycle, by the way. Highly recommend it. A lot of fun. But holy moly, this race is pretty dull. And it's not the whole, one guy's dominating. Like, nobody can move through the field. There's no comers and goers. I mean, everybody pretty much just rides where they're at. That's pretty much the whole extent of it. Larson continues to check out. Just hate the ref rigging narrative. If you look closely at the teams, their missed calls on oath. Yeah, but the Chiefs were getting ridiculously. I mean, last year, like, people went a little nuts with it. Like, last year wasn't actually as bad. There's a handful of games, though, where you're just like, dude, no one else gets that call, and then they get it. Like, Falcons last year, I think it was last year, the Falcons last year, everybody else gets that PI call. And especially the Chiefs get that PI call, but the Falcons didn't. Then you turn around and like 2 weeks later you have the opposite. You have a call, 4th down Hail Mary, you just chuck it down the field, and they go up and knock the ball down. And then you're like, well, he bumped the receiver while knocking the ball down, so it's pass interference. It's like, nobody gets that, dude. Nobody gets that call. Blaney moved up nicely. Yeah, Blaney, I mean, the problem is Blaney has spent all day getting from 12th to 5th. All freaking day from 12th to 5th. Like, that's the problem, is it's like, it's literally one car at a time. I would argue the Chiefs had way worse reffing the year before. Because there was that game against the Jets that the Jets had no business being in. They should have lost that game. But, I mean, 3rd and 10, they throw a pick and get a call. Another 3rd and 10, absolutely monstrous hold, goes completely uncalled. And then another 3rd and 10, they give them another first down on penalty. Like, it was just every time there was an opportunity to stop them on 3rd down, they got a free penalty for a first down, and all of them were bull crap. So, yeah. Minnesota, same thing. They throw a pass to the end zone, receiver gets mugged and tackled. They throw a flag. They threw the flag. Refs get together and go, it's Kansas City. We can't throw that flag. Pick it up. It's like, how do you pick up a flag that's an obvious PI? If you've already thrown the flag, you've said, I saw it. So the minute you then pick it up means you were told in your radio headset what not to do. And that drives me nuts. All right, so Alex Bowman goes in to retire. He's done for the race with the engine failure. All right, Larson is out front by 3.8 seconds. Still just chopping away at the field. Blaney looking like he's going to try and get his way up to 4th now. Really getting that top lane going nicely. Bowman sharded. Well, has carded. Has carded. Let's be clear. Nope, still not quite there. Blaney's trying to put the move on Hocevar, just can't quite get there. Byron looking on from behind that. Would you rather Akusu fail or pull a 2007 or 2004 Stewart at Watkins Glen? Probably the 2004 Watkins Glen, to be honest. Because at least it's one time and you're done. You don't have to sit there and just bake in that heat. All right, keeping an eye on it. Now we're 111 laps into the stage. All right, take care of that message. Hocevar still looking at Gibbs, I think. Hocevar is going to try and go get that top 3. We're going to commercial quick. Oh, no, it's a replay. John Hunter trying to get out of the way. Joey Logano looking at losing another lap to Kyle Larson. Larson just does not want to let him have anything nice today. Ooh, Noah pitted. So Noah had to pit to get his last set of tires. I think he's got enough to make it, though, the rest of the way. Good strategy on that. Let's see where he's running. 15.8. He's running in 29th. So I'm going to be curious to watch Noah Gragson because he pitted slightly faster. He did the wave around. He was running around 28th, 29th. So he's still running 29th, but he now has enough fuel to go to the end of the race. 3 laps down, 15.8. He's running better times than the leader, so that might actually be enough to get him on the lead lap if they run this thing out long enough. Got a bake in that hot crap. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just think I don't know. I feel like the cool suit, because it doesn't just fail, it gets hot. When it fails, it literally starts pushing hot water against you, and then that hot water boils you from the inside. Ooh, Hocevar to 3rd, and Blaney to 4th. Blaney's still moving very slowly. He's hunting wabbits, but he is getting there. Oh my gosh, could we see some pit stops or something? Anything for that matter? I'm not picky, I promise. Blaney does get by. Let's see what we got for the rest of that there. Looks like there'll be a battle here. Oh, there it is. Busher is on also the newer set of tires. So we'll see if he's catching up to Byron or not. Yep, this is a certified snoozer is what this is. I mean, Blaney did make a pass, so we did at least see a move, but like I said, it's Bristol. Like, the problem is, it's not a matter of the fact that the leader's dominating. That happens from time to time. I'm not afraid of the leader dominating. What is bad and not fun to watch at all is when not only is the guy dominating and leading out front, but no one else can pass. You can't even watch a battle for 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th because it's like the minute they get single file again, it's impossible again. Like, that's where it becomes a problem. Yeah, I got a shout out AJ Allmendinger. He just moved into the top 10. Now, I think that's because of a pit stop that's taking place. I could be wrong. Who pitted? Somebody pitted from the front. I can't quite tell who it was. Was it Bell? It was Bell. Yeah, it was Christopher Bell. So Bell pitted from the lead. Ooh, Hocevar got into the wall. Still looks okay, but Bell pitted, it looks like. So he wants to go get some tires and see if he can do something with them. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. It's very similar to the Bristol race in 2022. Once somebody gets the lead, you know it's over. Now, today, I will say, because Larson's been so dominant, I think somebody else could get the lead and Larson will battle him. You know, like Larson will battle a guy with the lead because Larson has the tools and the willingness to try to do stuff to make passes. But the rest of these guys, no, they get stuck. They're just completely stuck where they're at. Now Gibbs is on pit road. Hamlin's going to pit. Larson's going to pit. Is he pitting? Larson's in 5th. That's got to be a pit, right? He didn't just crash, did he? No, lap times look fine. Well, let's watch, because apparently my score was ahead. At this point, I would just be the last guy to pit if I'm Chase Elliott. Just run the thing out. Run it out as long as you can. Because you really have nothing to lose at this point. He pitted. He pitted the very next lap. Oh my gosh, dude. This is why I can't stand Alan Gustafson. He does nothing. He does nothing. He is a worthless crew chief. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this. Literally, you either have to pit first or last if you're going to try and jump track position and snag a better finish. He pitted one lap after everybody else. You're not going to do anything. He's going to run 18th, and he's going to finish 18th. Because you did nothing different all day. You haven't passed a car all day. Do something different. If you want to win, do something that the rest of them are not doing. Because you cannot beat them straight up. You are not fast enough to do that. God, that drives me nuts. Why? That makes no sense to me. Like, if you're going to do something, this is the chance to run long. You don't got a race-winning car. Try to steal one. You don't deserve to win today. You're not fast enough. And you can still try to steal wins. You could still try to steal one. You never know. But now, nope, that's out the window. Stupid, man. It's just stupid. I don't get that. Blaney's got the right call. He wasn't going to win from 4th. And with how many tires get left loose, it's a good gamble. Just got to pray there's no yellow at this point. That's all you can do. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap where Ryan Blaney is right now. Like, that's why the gamble is a good gamble. Because if a caution comes out, it's you and 3 guys that are guaranteed to start up front ahead of Kyle Larson. Because the track is so small. Now, I am glad we got to see some green flag pit stops at Bristol, but this is why it's a good gamble. Because if this thing stays where it's at, you're going to net out getting to start up front because Kyle Larson would have to wave around. Oh, well. Just follow everybody else. Just do what everybody else does. That's the Chase Elliott way now. Dude, I can't. I hope Alan Gustafson's final year with Chase is this year. I thought last year at Texas that the only thing I was like, oh, nuts. I don't. What? What do you mean you didn't? Oh, it said he didn't hear him to pit, but it looks like they did. Okay. Well, Blaney's still just kind of running around up front. I mean, he's in a pretty good spot. Like I said, any caution comes out, Blaney's going to be in a great situation here. Trying to keep an eye on it here. Lap time wise, Larson's running 15.8s to 16.1s. So yeah, I mean Blaney's losing a little pace, but it's not much. You know, Blaney's going with a big swing. High risk, high reward. Because the high risk is if you don't get it, you're not going to have any shot at the win. You're going to finish in the back half of the top 10 or outside the top 10. But if it works out for him, if this thing works out for Ryan Blaney, he might win the race. So good. High risk, high reward. I don't know why Elliott didn't go for that with as bad as they've run all day. But like I said, that's just Alan Gustafson, man. He just doesn't do much. It drives me nuts. Like, I really don't like how he never tries anything. It drives me nuts. Now Chase is actually a lap down to even Kyle Larson because he waited too long to pit. Like I said, stupid move. Stupid move. Even if a caution comes out, he's a lap down to Kyle Larson. It's just dumb. That was a dumb move. That was a very, very dumb move. Now, the Larson-Hamlin battle is actually pretty good right now. You can keep an eye on that one because right now those two are within like 2 car lengths of each other. So there's a little bit of fun to be had with that. Yeah, Blaney and or not Blaney, sorry, Hamlin and Larson are going to have a good battle here. So that's encouraging that there's some fun opportunity there. Yeah, no, I love this call from Blaney. Like I said, Blaney's crew chief has the idea right, which is if we're not going to win by following the leader, let's try to win by doing something different. I love that idea. That's why Ryan Blaney has been in the championship for multiple years. That's why they try something different. Like, that's what drives me nuts. Like, Alan Gustafson almost won Martinsville last year on pit strategy. He never tries it, and when he does, a lot of times it works out. And then, for some reason, last year when he tried it, it worked, and then they were like, okay, well, that's enough of that strategy nonsense. We're never doing that again. It's like, but it almost worked. It almost got you to the championship 4 when you had no business being there on speed. I don't know. Ooh, Larson threading the needle here. Hamlin going to follow him through. This is going to be a good battle. I think Hamlin and Larson could put on a really good battle here for the next 50 to 100 laps. This reminds me a little bit of the Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick duel from 2020, which is utter snoozer from here because we can't see it. Wait, is that Carson Hocevar? Oh, wait, he's a lap down. What happened to him? Oh, man, what happened to Carson Hocevar? Holy moly. He must have had a horrendous stop. Oh, gosh. Did he have a pit penalty? I don't know what happened to Hocevar, but man, that was bad. He was running top 5. Alan Gustafson has fallen off. I'll be honest, though. Alan Gustafson, in my opinion, was never that great. Alan Gustafson had the biggest benefit. I'm not saying Alan Gustafson is a bad crew chief. Let's not be, totally I'm not going to be dishonest about it. He's a fine crew chief, but he's not elite. I mean, if you look at it and think about it, what was it that the car fell off the jack? I think the jack broke. Oh, man. Tough luck for Hocevar there. But anyway, the thing about it is, as far as I could tell, I don't think he was ever a top-tier crew chief. He had Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Kyle Busch. You look at the drivers that were on the roster for Alan Gustafson, he never won more than 5 races in a year. With Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and Chase Elliott. You have had some of the top-tier drivers in your car, and yet for some reason, you've never once won more than 5 races in a season? Not once. Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels get together, immediately win 10 races in the same car. Same cars that Chase Elliott the year before could only win 5. So, all of a sudden, when you get a great crew chief with a great driver just paired together, 10 races, could have won 15. But when Chase did it, he only won 5. So, yeah, unfortunate. And I'm bummed about it because it's man, I think he's a good driver, but we're just not going to have that. Snoozers happen from time to time. Oh, the stream keeps going offline. Okay, we'll go to the US feed.
5 so far. Yeah, and we watch it week after week. I mean, he's the one.
All right, there we go. So Larson is about to unlap himself after Blaney just put Reddick a lap down. So Blaney has the entire field 1 lap down right now. The entire field. But Larson is coming to unlap himself. I mean, the thing is, the lap times. I mean, Kyle Larson has 130 lap fresher tires. 130 lap fresher tires on Kyle Larson's car. 1/10 of a second is the difference. 1/10 of a second, that's it. So the tires are a failure. The next gen is a failure. This is bad. This is not encouraging for the night race again. This is very, very discouraging. I would like to see them bring a much, 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 much softer tire or an option tire. Give us some choices and let's go from there. Give us something though, because this is awful. This is really bad. Just a reminder, though, if a caution comes out, Ryan Blaney will be the only car on the lead lap. That's why the gamble is worth it. You're the only car on the lead lap. Yeah. The other gamble that might be worth trying to take is that if you run as long as Ryan Blaney has run before you pit, by the time you do pit, there's a chance you might be able to stay just 1 lap down. And I don't know. There's a handful of different ways this could go. Let's see. That's Dylan and Justin Haley. So even after this all cycles out, there's only gonna be 10 cars on the lead lap. So that's the crazy part about it is Kyle Larson's lapped up to 10th. At his current pace. And he's driven off from Denny Hamlin. He's gone. .63 to go. Still no sign of the pit stop for Blaney. Blaney coming this time. So Blaney is finally going to stop. That should shake the rest of the running order out. We'll see how much time he lost. He stayed out quite a while, but the lap times weren't that bad, so I don't know that we're going to see a major drop-off there. Oh my gosh, he did stay on the lead lap. That's tremendous pit strategy. That is tremendous. If a caution comes out, I would assume almost everyone would come get tires. But Ryan Blaney just got tires. Ryan Blaney has no reason to pit from here on out. He is on his last set of tires for sure. So it's a bit of a strict gamble, but with 50 to go, unless the lap times are crazy different, I mean, Ryan Blaney staying on the lead lap, that is huge. That is absolutely huge. AJ Allmendinger running 8th. I got to give him a shout out. Great job for AJ Allmendinger today. Also, the Gibbs cars of Hamlin, Gibbs, and Briscoe, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. Chastain in 6th. There's a lot of guys that have just really done a good job positioning themselves throughout the day and slowly work their way forward. Austin Dillon running in the top 10 right now. Last car on the lead lap, as it says, I think. Is he on the lead lap? It says he is. I really can't tell. Yep, Dillon is the last car on the lead lap, so. And with Larson in pretty hefty traffic right now, don't count Ryan Blaney out just yet, guys. I mean, he's got a lot of traffic to go through, but so does Kyle Larson. I mean, look at this mess of cars right in front of Kyle Larson. This is going to be a tremendous slowdown for Kyle Larson. They are 3 wide. There are 3 wide lap cars. 4. They almost tried to go 4. That's a terrible idea. And this is really hindering his lap times right now, while Ryan Blaney's clicking off pretty good ones. Now, is it going to be enough? I don't know. He's 12 seconds back. But Denny Hamlin's still waiting in the wings. And like I said, with the brand new fresh tires on Ryan Blaney, it'll be interesting to see how fast he can go to work his way through all this mess. Because Ryan Blaney is ahead of this entire circus of cars. So while Kyle Larson's going to have to try and split the middle and do some kind of ridiculous things to get through, and he did a great job there splitting the middle. Ryan Blaney's just setting sail. He's already chopped 2 seconds off that lead, man. I don't think he's as good on the long run like it was last week, though. I don't think he's going to be closing and putting up big chunks of lap time at a time like he did last week. But at the rate they're closing right now, he's going to make a run at it. There's no question there. So Blaney's up to 8th. He just got by AJ Allmendinger. He'll be moving in on Christopher Bell next. AJ Allmendinger looking to the inside of Reddick. No, wait, Reddick's already back a little ways. Good run, though, for AJ today. He's done a tremendous job. All right. Blaney has gotten by Chastain. 11.3 is the gap. 43 to go. Like, it would take a lot for him to get there. Keep an eye on that. Yep, we're good there. 0.7 of a second is the lead over Denny Hamlin right now. Pod's big move of the race. Cool, good for that. Still sticking with Hamlin, finding a way. Hey, any yellow here would be a big change. I don't know if it'll be enough, but it'll be a change. He's only 0.6 of a second back. He is hanging right in there. Six-tenths of a second, still the gap. Ryan Blaney has gotten it on under 11 seconds now as he closes in on William Byron. I don't think anything's going to happen, though. It would take another massive gaggle of traffic to really cause enough problems for Kyle Larson. So I think he's in a good enough spot because the tires aren't falling off at all. So you don't have to worry about like getting all the way through the tire wear. I don't want a caution. See, here's the thing, though. A caution inside of 10 to go doesn't save this race. In my opinion, it just ruins it. Kyle Larson deserves to win this race at this point. If this thing runs all the way to 5 to go and a caution comes out, the race should be over. Kyle Larson wins. He dominated. He led like a metric boatload of laps. And that's enough for me to just be like, he wins. Like, you were better. You win. You won today. Good job. Like, congratulations. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a snoozer once in a while. But the biggest thing is, and this is what drives me the most nuts, is I don't want chaos just for the sake of chaos, you know? Like, that would be the worst thing to me, is like, just like last week, watching Blaney charge through the field and get the lead. That was awesome. And then a caution comes out and, oh, well, actually, all that was for nothing, so it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, well, that sucks. Because it was really cool. Like, charging through the field to go win the race was a great story. It was fun to experience. And then only for it to turn into, actually, he didn't win because of a late race caution. It's like, oh, well, crap. You know, it's like, oh, well, I mean, I thought it was really cool, but I guess not. Trying to keep an eye on 30 laps to go. Denny Hamlin's the only one even close to Kyle Larson. Everyone else is 6 seconds back or more. There's a good chance that Blaney gets up to third, though. Larson just continuing to wreck the field, man. I mean, and I'm okay. Like I said, this is kind of a thing where it's just like, I'm watching greatness. I'm okay with that. I can live with watching greatness. 27 to go, 15 seconds a lap. It's another 10 minutes, you know? This race will be over in 10 more minutes and I can take a nap. I shouldn't be thinking of it that way, but I am. I cannot wait to take a nap. I'm so freaking tired today. This is why you don't stay up till 3 in the morning. 3:30, actually, but yeah, I need that nap. It's a snoozer, but again, my problem with today is not that Kyle Larson dominated. Because again, guys can dominate. The reason this one specifically is such a snoozer is because nobody else can move. You know? I mean, Blaney has what does he have? Tire-wise? He's got 50 lap fresher tires than William Byron, and he's barely running him down. So that, I think, would be a more genuine way of looking at it, which is just like, oh man, like, personally, I've seen these races. Like I said, I went to all these next-gen Bristol races in the fall, and the biggest difference between all the different forms is the leader and just in general, like, it's not as enjoyable to watch when nobody can make moves except for the leader. Like Chastain or Bell or these guys, like, they moved one at a time, very slowly through the field. It used to be you could start and like make 7 to 10 spots up on a run, and you don't see that. I mean, that's the part that I think is the biggest bummer, is you just don't see much of it. And the prime example of that is here. If you look down here if you look at the scoring monitor, there's a spot where it'll show you the plus and minus since the restart. By the way, restart was almost 240 laps ago. 230 laps ago. 230 laps of racing. Let me tell you what our biggest gainer was. Over 230 laps of racing. With the help of pit strategy, our biggest gainer is Ross Chastain up 8 spots. Over 230 laps, we're talking 8 positions. That's not very good. And the average between everybody is about 3 to 4 spots of just movement. Little bits of movement is all. So Chase is running 15th, he was running about 15th. Dylan's running 10th, he was running 12th. Like, nobody's getting through the field. They're shuffling. They're shuffling in their little area of the field, but nobody is like driving through the field. And that's I think the part that stinks, is that you're just not getting to see that part of the race, which is generally really fun. I mean, that's one of the most fun things to watch. And like yesterday, watching Larson lap pretty much the whole field was fun. It was entertaining. He'd get a guy loose, he'd run high, he'd run low, and you're seeing him still run really well today. But I don't know. These Cup cars, they don't look as fun. An Xfinity car wiggles, it shakes, it gets loose off the corner, there's wheel spin. These Cup cars are just glued to the ground. I mean, literally glued to the ground. They go to the gas and it's just whack. They just hit the throttle. They don't have to feather it. They don't got to be careful. They don't got to like really work the rear tires. They just hammer the gas down. It's going to stick. There's so much tire contact and so little power. It just sticks. And the reason that's annoying is over the course of 50 laps of having to feather it, you'll wear those tires out. You'll really chew the tires up. But because they don't have to do that, they're running less than half a second off over the course of 100 laps. 100 laps, and it's less than half a second. That's not good. That's all you can say. It's not good. So, again, Kyle Larson has dominated this race. 13 to go. He should win this. I'm kind of just hoping he does. I don't want chaos right now. Like, a caution here, to me, would just ruin this race. Just let the race run out. Let Kyle Larson win. He deserves to win this race. He's done well all day, and I can live with that. What I don't want to see is chaos for the sake of chaos coming down to the end. I can live with where we're at right now. Ooh, Larson in a little bit of traffic. Looks like he'll get through. 10 to go. 1.5 the gap. I don't think anyone's got enough time to get there. 10 laps is just too much. Like I said, this is a race that everyone's going to deem as boring. And I just want to make sure everybody knows, yes, this race was boring. No, it was not because Kyle Larson dominated. That's not why this race was boring. The race was boring because there's no racing action. Nobody could run. Oh my gosh, did he just lose a tire? 8 laps to go. Kyle Larson had a massive moment in 1 and 2. Holy moly. What was that? Yeah, he got very loose and scrubbed the wall. Yeah, you just need to chill it out. You got 7 laps. No one's going to catch you, Larson. Just run. Holy smokes. Kyle Larson made this interesting by about wrecking himself with 6 laps to go and a massive lead. Chill, Kyle. Chill. You're good, man. You're good. You're good, dude. Just go win this thing. You're fine. Holy smokes. I thought he about wrecked it. That would have been honestly, that would have been the choke job of the century. If Kyle Larson had busted his ass and wrecked his car doing, like, literally that at the very end of the race, like that would have been one of the choke jobs of the century. 100%. 2.1 the gap. The gap's even bigger. Kyle Larson's flying. 4 to go. Just get to the white flag. Allmendinger is on the lead lap still. 3 to go. Larson, just ride. You don't gotta push it so hard. You're good, dude. Alright, we coming to the white flag yet? He's coming to it this time. Nice and easy, Kyle. Just get to the white flag. There it is. White flag, last lap. The race is official. No BS yellows. Here we go. Fox didn't say anything about him almost crashing? Dude, that was a moment. Took my breath away for a second. All right, bring it home. Kyle Larson off turn 4. Dominates today and wins at Bristol. That is phenomenal. Good job, Kyle Larson. I mean, there's no downside. I should say no downside. There might be a little downside to some, but... Oops, I gotta scroll that down a little bit. Close enough. So, final race results are in. Kyle Larson dominates at Bristol today, leading 411 laps. He was one spot shy of the weekend sweep. He's got a nice right side scrape there. He almost does the weekend sweep, just misses the truck race, or he would have had the third ever weekend sweep, and oddly enough, all of them would have been at Bristol, which is kind of insane. So, Kyle Larson, your winner this week. Denny Hamlin second. Ty Gibbs third. Chase Briscoe fourth. The Gibbs guys round it all out. Ryan Blaney ends up coming all the way back to fifth. Great job for Blaney today, even though he took the strategy. Could have probably finished third if he tries a different strategy call, but I don't mind it. I think going for that win like that is a great call. Byron 6th, Chastain 7th, Bell 8th, Allmendinger 9th, Dillon 10th. Great job for the top 10. Hocevar 11th. Bad pit stop really hurt his day, but it's still a great points day for him. 11th, Josh Berry. 12th, Justin Haley. 13th, Justin Haley. 14th, Kyle Busch. 15th, Chase Elliott. 16th, Brad Keselowski. 17th, Austin Cindric. Yeah, what else do you say? I mean, this was a dominant race, a snoozer, if you will. It really was. But at the same time, I can appreciate the dominance. Kyle Larson dominated this race, and I can appreciate that I watched a dominant performance. So the biggest key to me is that I watched a dominant performance. I'm okay with that. That's not a big deal. But what I absolutely cannot stand about this race car still to this day is that this race car is still an utter pile of trash at short tracks. It's bad. I mean, Martinsville, they have a soft enough tire. It's a little bit better. But let's be honest. The current Martinsville standard is way down here compared to the old Martinsville. Old Martinsville's here. Current Martinsville's here. So this car on short tracks is still awful. Absolutely awful. There is too much contact patch on the tires. There's too much grip and too little horsepower. One of them has to give. You either narrow up the tires or you up the horsepower. I don't care which one. Just that ratio is out of balance. Make that ratio better and they have a shot. But I still can appreciate the dominance. I can absolutely appreciate Kyle Larson dominating this race 100%. I just would like to see better racing from third on back. I think the third on back racing was awful all day. There's no bump and run because you can't bump, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't make the car get out of, it doesn't loosen the guy up at all. Like, the bump and run is gone because you can't bump. It doesn't make the guy get squirrely. So the car is a problem. Like, let's put the blame where it belongs. The drivers did what they had to do. Nothing there. Bristol is a fine track. There's nothing wrong with Bristol. We saw the race yesterday. It was fine. The racetrack isn't the problem. The drivers aren't the problem. This race car is the problem. Do you have to scrap the car? Not necessarily. There's ways to try to fix it. Personally, though, the Xfinity car is so good. Why? Use it. Well, we want a spec car. Then build a spec car exactly like the freaking Xfinity car, and you're good. Like, dude, just do that. Just do that. It'd be fine. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let me get to the last of the Super Chats here, and then we'll call it a day, and we will see you next week for the Casey Kane Rockingham stream. Larson wrecked last week, too. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, completely wrecked himself off of turn 2 at Darlington, and comes back and wins today. So, I can appreciate the fact that, you know, he's the kind of guy that he just races all the time. And, like, last week was just tough. But, yeah. Sorry for messing up my address. You're all good, man. I'll just make a new label and get it sent out. It's right here. So I did pick it up yesterday. But I'll get you a new label, and we'll get it out tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the race. Actually, I hope you were bored. I hope I made it better. We'll go with that. I hope I made it better. But we'll be back next Saturday for the Rockingham race, and then the following Sunday for Talladega Superspeedway. So don't be afraid to come on by. We'll be live for both of them. Other than that, though, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been Race Craze. We'll see you in the next one.